In 2015, the foster care programs at Northeast Parent and Child Society and Parsons Child and Family Center came together on the first coordinated marketing campaign in the history of Northern River's family of services. This is their story.
In some of the areas where Parsons is strong is like the TFCO homes, trying to find homes for kids that are headed toward detention and a highly structured home. And we don't have a program like that at Northeast, but we probably have some families that would be good families. Maybe the practices have been a little different over the years, but some of the things they do are we should all be doing.
And so I think there was a healthy sense of apprehension. It wasn't necessarily fear, just apprehension. I felt that I was able to just be open and transparent in all of our meetings, but also open and transparent with any subsequent meetings we had with our supervisors and our line staff.
We realized we had this very wide continuum of different ways, and there's some overlap, but there's a lot of places where there isn't overlap.
But I guess it goes back to our core values, right? And of really being, respectful and transparent, and just made for a great working relationship.
We had common ground already, because both doing foster care, and Kim did foster care for 10 years. So we all had that common ground.
I think somebody brought up one day, why are we advertising in the same paper? We have
Right next to each other.
Northeast
Yeah.
and a Parsons ad right next to each other, looking for the same, the same stuff.
Right.
And it just didn't make any sense.
The initial thing is around the competition that used to exist. Certainly, we've been competitors for longer than we've not been. So there is that first kind of, okay, well, we gotta maybe guard our foster homes and our kids that come in and our referrals, and there was that. But I think as we met more and got to know more about each other and the things that we did, it got more comfortable to the point where then it was like, as Bill said, we're wasting our resources by competing with each other now.
I think the decision really came from us in many ways. It wasn't as though we were told, that this is what you're going to do. I think in sitting and talking more and more and more, it said like it's the right thing and just makes sense. The bottom line was the same. Didn't matter, if one was up, one was down. Being able to kind of share resources in many ways. It just so I don't think it was a matter of being told. I think it was more a matter of it just seems like the right thing to do. The ability to speak really candidly and freely, that you are supporting each other greatly, and that if the secrets are going to help, because we have done things very differently. It didn't benefit either agency to weaken one another.
They want to help the harder kids, even though some days are more stressful than others. So I think it's really good to kind of get it out in the open of the different foster care programs that we have. I came from residential, so for me it didn't really impact me too much because for me I didn't see the competition. I just kind of did what I needed to do. And when I came over here, even though we are separate, my program is still not there. So I was never really competing with anybody else because my program is the only program in this area. I have a lot of kids that have to step down to therapeutics, so I feel like I work part of a team, but then I also have my own separate program. So even though we have my program, if we get referrals in on the computer and it's looking for such and such, I will also tap into some of my resources and see if they can do a respite or see if, you know, I have options or from certain foster parents. So I am part of like that team as well, and so I think it's like a twofold process.
It's the unknown. You know, we don't know what this is going to really look like in the long run, and trying to get an idea of where we all fit into this. Are, you know, both programs ultimately still going to be viable? How do we work together? How do we get over these, you know, kind of old ideas of us being competitors but working together but still kind of being competitors? So I think I think there's fear, you know, of just the unknown. I've definitely had an increase in my inquiries, so that's always cool. I kind of like that. It's a positive thing. And you know, I'm very, very lucky that the rest of the team here, the rest of our TFFP team, is on board with it. This is like an all hands on deck kind of team. Like, we've got something going on, we're all kind of in.
Trust each other and we've helped each other out.
It's like an all hands on deck kind of team.